You made it to another FiddleHed fiddle lesson. I'm now going to do a lesson on sliding on the fiddle. Alright, so this is an intermediate to advanced lesson, I would say, mainly because if you try sliding and you're a beginner, it's going to throw your tuning off even more than it maybe already is. So, strongly recommended. That's why I'm making this fist, because it's a strong recommendation that you wait until you're more intermediate level before doing this video. So another really good thing that I recommend you being able to do before doing this is the chromatic scale. That is playing all the various finger positions. So like, say we're looking at the D string. Open, low 1, 1, low 2, 2, 3, raise third, 4th, and also low 4, 4th. Now I have a video for the chromatic scale and for all the various finger positions. I'll have videos that I'll put links to in the comments field below. Alright, so let's get into it. We'll start with the first finger. Go to your D string and play your first finger. That's the E note. Alright, so I'm going to get a little closer up for you on this. And now, play your low first. So the easiest way to get into sliding is to go from low first to first. And we can go. And cycle on something like that. Maybe add a rhythm. Everybody do something better, like hoedown. That's good. So a key with sliding, try not to slide your whole hand back. I think that's important. Try to just slide, pull back that finger and slide into it and keep your hand right here. This is called first position when your hand is right up here. Most fiddlers can play their whole lives just in first position. Rarely do you have to climb up. But bluegrass players will climb up, and jazz players, classical players. But anyway, back to the point. Keep your hand rooted for now and do this. Now there's two ways to do a slide, or two ways to think about a slide. One is just slow and greasy, like really obvious. You can also make it kind of rhythmic, like so that you're basically giving like a whole eighth note to the low first, and then in a quick slide up to. Or the slide can be quicker and less like of its own note, like. There's lots of subtle little variations. Now, another kind of way to do it is to make it less obvious, more subtle. So pull it back not as far and just make it more transparent. Not as exciting, but I use these kind of little transparent slides all the time. Practice it slow. Practice it with triplets. And so on. So that's basically slides in a nutshell. I'm going to now do it with some of the other fingers. So play your low 2 and then your 2. In fact, I should have said this at first, but a kind of a baby step for doing slides is to alternate between the two notes you're sliding between. I should have told you this in the beginning. So for this slide, it would be good to just go. Practice that a whole bunch, and then you're more set to do the slide. Sorry about that. I hope I haven't ruined your life or anything. Now let's move on to low 2, sliding to 2, and first practice 2, low 2 to 2, low 2 to 2. And that sets you up for doing slides. You can do all the same variations. The slow, greasy slide. Or the more quick, rhythmic slide. Or the subtle slide. Now for the third finger, it's a little trickier because you actually, if you want to slide up to it, you've got to pull it below its normal position, which we're not used to doing. Whereas with low 2, we're kind of used to going there and then up to 2. And low 1, we're kind of used to doing that. With 3, we don't often do that except for sliding. But basically for 3, a way to prepare for it would be to go to low 2, regular 2 to 3. Get that in your ear, and then just use the 3 for both positions, like this. Try to do it without sliding at first. Alright, that's pretty good. Now just do it with a slide. And with hoedown. Rhythmic and fast. Slow and greasy. A good thing you can do with this is play it against the open G to test your tuning. Subtle slide. Alright, pretty good. And then lastly, you can do the 4th finger. So practice going low 4 to 4. Do that a whole bunch and then practice the slide. And a good thing you can do here is do a similar kind of check or drone, but with the open A this time. And when you start that, it's going to be really dissonant. Probably the most dissonant thing you can play. But then it resolves. It's so satisfying. If you really start to listen though, and watch, when you do land on the 4th finger and it's in tune, you'll hear the open A resonate. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but I can see that when I play it in tune, the 4th finger on D, which is A, my open A string vibrates, quite a wide vibration. It's so cool. If you can make that happen and get it perfectly in tune and see that on your fiddle, it's really cool. You're basically playing a note without actually touching it. Without playing it. It sounds like a Zen koan. to play without playing. But it's really true. I'm playing that open A and I'm not playing it at all. It's just resonating sympathetically. There we go. And that's that slide. Add the open. You could do the open A with maybe the first finger slide. That might be fun, and then it helps you with tuning, or you could use the open G. Second finger, you use the open A. G doesn't work as well, it's pretty dissonant. Nothing wrong with it, but won't have that satisfaction when you land there. One more that we didn't do is low 2. If you want to slide into that, you've got to pull it back to where the 1 was. So do 1 to low 2 a little bit. Now slide your low 2 back and add the open A. This might be useful if you're playing in the key of F. I'm going to eventually have a lesson about chords, maybe several or a series about chords, so stay tuned for that. I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover in this introduction to sliding. There's weirder stuff you could do, but I think I'm going to think about it and maybe do another video for that. It might fall into the realm of like my more advanced or like almost like a trick fiddling thing, doing like super long slides. But you can play around with them on your own. Anyway, well, I'm glad you made it to the end of another FiddleHed fiddle lesson. I'll see you next time. Yeah? Cool. Bye.
Thanks for watching.